All right, thank you, Dr. Smizer, directors of the board, members of cabinet, everyone gathered here and those watching. Like Dr. Smizer said, we have a tremendous opportunity every single meeting to celebrate kids and our staff and members of our community. I would like to start by welcoming Director Johnson to join me. The first award of the evening will be the 2019 Trailblazer School to Watch in Preston Middle School. I'd also like to welcome my colleague Scott Nielsen, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Schools, who will introduce our first award winner. And then as far as business order, how it goes, each will speak. Any of our award winners here tonight are also welcome to say a few words if you like. As the directors present you with your award, I will take a quick photo of you up here, and then we'll ask you to do a walk along the dais there to shake hands and get your congratulations. So thank you very much. With that, I will turn it over to Scott.
Thanks, Madeline. Thanks, President Fev and board, for again recognizing the great things going on in Poudre School Districts. It's awesome. This one's unique for me as we talk about the Trailblazer School to Watch. I'd like to welcome up an old partner and the leader of Preston Middle School. But as we talk a little bit about these kind of awards, this is an award honoring the entire staff at Preston Middle School. It's a 3-year recognition. I want to start by just reading you the vision, because I think that's important as you think about middle school education. Their vision says, in order to prepare students to be lifelong learners ready for college, career, and citizenship, the National Forum seeks to make every middle grades school academically excellent, responsiveness to the developmental needs and interests of young adolescents, and socially equitable. And when I think about the conversations we engage in, cabinet and board, those are the things you talk about often with us, right? Is making sure we're thinking about students, not just academic excellence, although that's a critical part when you're evaluated by the National Forum, is that you have academic excellence expectations for all, and the supports to go along with that, but that you're also thinking about social justice and how are we handling students and how do we understand the developmental needs of an adolescent and an early adolescent. And they're different, and that's changed a great deal since I think about our district when we were junior highs to middle schools. And right now, Amy, her team, and Preston Middle School do a great job with taking care of our middle school students. As you go through the process, the National Forum asks for your staff to rate each other. That's a challenge when you think about that. There's a pretty rigorous rubric that the staff all takes, and you have to rate as a school high across the board in all 4 of those areas. So I remember going through that process. It's a challenge. But then the other thing that happens then is they send a team in of members who represent the National Forum, and they look at every nook and cranny going on in your building, and they interview lots and lots of staff members. It's nerve-wracking, right, Amy? It's nerve-wracking to have that kind of evaluation done in your building. And it also helps you sharpen the saw, right? It also helps you continue to be good and think about your practices and how do you continue to improve. So with that, I'd like to honor and bring Amy Schmier, a tremendous principal who leads the building and who's taken this school to be the Trailblazer Schools to Watch for the next 3 years. And we'll have lots of schools that come from across the state and learn from Amy and the Preston staff. So with that, I'd like to honor her and say thank you.
Dr. Smizer, the board and cabinet, thank you very much for taking the time to honor schools in PSD. I appreciate that. It's always nice to be here and get that recognition. I'm honored to lead Preston Middle School, and I am excited about the work that we'll continue to do to make the world a better place.
And I would just like to add congratulations on behalf of the board.
Thank you.
All right, next up, I'd like to invite Director Anderson to join me. Our next award is the 2019 Dale Yost Teacher and Coach of the Year. I'd also like to welcome my colleague Skip Cadu, Fort Collins High School Athletic Director and Assistant Principal, who will introduce our next winner.
Thank you, Madeline. Dr. Smyser, the cabinet, and school board, thank you for the invitation this evening. Conrad, come on over. So Conrad Christ, 16 years in education. He's been with Fort Collins High School for the last 10. And I did ask you a couple subtle questions today, but I also went and checked the board in the gym. So it's 3 state track and field titles, 15 conference titles. He's a track and field coach, but he's also an assistant coach for cross country over the years here and there. And there's a whole bunch of cross country that he's been a part of. And it's been a pleasure for me to be his evaluator both in the classroom and out in the athletic venues to watch what he does with kids. My only complaint, and I put it in the evaluation this year, is that I wasn't invited to the Colorado Youth Outdoors this year with his adventure PE class to go fly fishing. So that's his growth plan for next year. But the Dale Yost Award was created in honor of Dale Yost, who is an athletic director and teacher coach at Roosevelt High School. The last Fort Collins teacher coach to win it was John Martin in 1990. Dale Yost was inducted into the Colorado High School Coaches Association in, I believe, 2007, and he passed away in 2009. So it is a very prestigious honor, and I'm honored to be here, invited, and I'm honored to work with Conrad and be able to recognize his accomplishments. So.
I didn't know I was talking. I guess, I just want to thanks for the opportunity of teaching and coaching here. I'm a product of this school district. I went to, I'd be like the kids when you walk up here, right? I went to Bennett, I went to Blevins, I went to Rocky, and then I'm a CSU grad where I got my bachelor's and my master's. This award is special, more special to me than probably anything else, because I think sometimes coaches, we are put in a place where a lot of us thinks we just teach, and then we coach is what we mainly do, and then we teach on the side. And I would say that I value both tremendously and give as much energy to my students in the classroom as I do after school to my track athletes. So thank you for recognizing me today. And I don't know. All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now I'd like to welcome Director Pedersen to join me, as well as Sarah Ballou, the Director of Integrated Services, who's going to introduce the award winners for this year's Mary Hull event, a lovely event held in April. So, my colleague Sarah.
Dr. Smyser, Board of Education Directors, Cabinet, and all who are here this evening, thank you for having us to celebrate those who are the recipients of the Mary Hull Awards. The Mary Hull Awards recognize individuals in Poudre School District who go above and beyond to serve students with disabilities, and this is our 32nd year of doing these particular awards. The awards are named after a special educator who was a speech and language clinician and then assistant director of special education in Poudre School District before it was required that we serve students with disabilities from the late 1960s until the early 1980s, which seems like a while ago, but the awards are present to honor Mary Hull, who really was key in developing special education in Poudre School District and for her outstanding work on behalf of students with disabilities. So there are 4 separate awards for the Mary Hall Awards, and I'm going to go through each award individually and call individuals up with their supervisor. So we're going to start with the Mary Hall Honorary Award, and this particular award recognizes a classified member in Poudre School District who's gone above and beyond to help support students with disabilities. And this year's award winner is Kim Cordova, who, Kim, I would like you to come forward with Matt Bryant, the Director of Transportation. And Kim we've worked with Kim for a long time in special education, and she was nominated by several integrated services staff members for the great work she does to plan bus routes for our students with disabilities to get to school safely and efficiently. So Kim is a route planner for transportation, and she's worked for Poudre School District for 24 years. Kim Cordova. If you want to speak, go ahead and wait right here. I'm going to go through all of them, and then if they would like to speak, they're welcome to, or their supervisor can. The second award is the Mary Hall Collaborative Award, and this particular award is given to a general education teacher or administrator who has worked collaboratively to support students with disabilities in their school. And this year, Allison Alter of Fort Collins High School is the Collaborative Award winner. She is a visual arts teacher and unified arts teacher at Fort Collins High School. Many of her students spoke about her and talked about her as an enthusiastic ray of sunshine who supports all students with whom she works. Allison, would you come up with Mark Eversole, your principal? Just a minute. So the third award is the Mary Hall Specialized Service Professional Award, and this award is given to an outstanding specialized service professional. A specialized service professional is an occupational therapist, physical therapist, social worker, speech and language clinician, or school psychologist and again, the award is given to somebody who has shown outstanding performance in this area. And this year's award winner is Shali Summers of Lincoln Middle School, and she is here this evening with her principal, Penny Stiers. The staff at Lincoln wrote specifically about the great work Shali has done at Lincoln to support the mental health needs of students throughout the building, especially during some more difficult times that they've had in recent years. So I'd like to introduce to you Shali Summers and Penny Stiers. And the fourth award is the Mary Hall Special Educator Award. And this year, this particular award goes to Tracy Kelly, who's an early childhood special educator at Lopez Elementary. This particular award is given to a licensed special educator who, like the Specialized Service Professional Award, shows outstanding performance on behalf of students with disabilities. Tracy was actually nominated by multiple parents who talked about her ability to see good in every single student that came into her classroom, and every single day she is able to talk to every parent about all of the wonderful things that students do. Other parents talked about the great hope that she instills in them as parents for the future of their children. So I'd like to introduce to you Tracy Kelly, who's with her principal, Tracy Giles, I'm sorry, two Tracys there, Tracy Giles of Lopez Elementary. So if any of you would like to say anything this evening, I would welcome you to do that right now.
Good evening. I just want to say thank you to Sarah and her staff for honoring Kim tonight. Kim has an amazing mind for special needs and the routing that comes with that. She's able to just, right now you could probably ask her anything about where these kids live and their names, and she could tell you exactly what color car they have, maybe even the license plate on their mom's car. It's just incredible what she does. Our department is very fortunate to have her, and I think that this is great that the district is recognizing her. So Kim, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
And I just want to say that working with integrated services is just great. They're great to work for, which makes it that much easier to do the work. And thank you.
Among the classes that I teach is a unified art class, which pairs students from our ILS and severe autism program with gen ed peer helpers to make art. And I often use a strategy that I call big deal, little deal with my students to determine whether or not it's worth getting upset about in art class. So 99% of the time it is not. It's a little deal. So if two colors accidentally run together on your painting, is that a big deal or a little deal? Well, most likely it's a little deal. Or I know you want to stay, but the bell's going to ring and we got to start cleaning up. I know you're upset, but is it a big deal, little deal? It's a little deal. But after Sarah and my students informed me of the Mary Hull Collaboration Award, it was unanimous in my unified art class that it's a pretty big deal. So thank you so much for the recognition.
One of the things I thought I'd just say about Allison too, if you ever walked into her unified art class, and I had actually an opportunity to actually, that was her observation, and this is the first year she's taught it. It's a hub of activity. If you can imagine, I don't know how many you have in there, what, well, is that counting the helpers? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 15 folks all coordinated, although it doesn't seem like it, but they're all doing fantastic work. And I think Allison, I want to congratulate Allison for stepping up and taking that class on, because we really want to do more when it comes to our LRE, which is the least restrictive environment. And Allison stepped up and said, I think we can do this in art and pull it off. And so she's a trailblazer for us, especially in our art program, really stepping out there out of probably her comfort zone. But I also would like to just say that I think it's her favorite class too. She gets the most satisfaction out of that class just from the standpoint of really making an impact for not only our IS students, but for our peer helpers too. The peers, the contact and the work they do together has just been awesome. So thanks, Alice, for stepping up.
You want to speak first? You want me to?
I'll go first. You want to go first?
Sure.
All right. But come close to me so I can. So I would just say to you that Shali is the heart of our building. I can't tell you how she works behind the scenes, never out in front, never in loud ways, but in quiet ways, and supports us during times of crisis and times when we're not doing so well, but also supports our kids daily and helps them to maintain. And so Shali, we love her at Lincoln, and Poudre School District is so fortunate to have her as part of the crew. She's very talented and just so appreciative of you.
Thank you. I just want to say I'm blessed to work for Poudre School District, and especially in Lincoln Middle School. I just feel like the staff there, Penny, my integrated services staff, really allows me to do my job and allows me to feel supported and to I don't know, just really delve into my role and make it more dynamic and put my foot in things, put my hands in things that maybe people say aren't my role or is not a school psychologist's role, and just to trust me to do that. So thank you.
Jill, say something first. I've actually had nightmares like this, so I just want to say thank you to my principal, Dr. Guile, for being so supportive, and to the board for the recognition, so thank you.
And I want to say thank you for accepting a job in Poudre School District. I was able to hire Tracy Kelly about 5 years ago, and ever since then it's just been a wonderful adventure of such wonderful things in Tracy's classroom. Today it was a water park out on the playground, all of these 3- and 4-year-olds running around in their swimsuits and playing in the water. It was the best. But the best thing about Tracy winning the Mary Hull Award is they did videos of each of the winners and had them talk about their philosophy around inclusion. And I asked for the video to show to our staff because it was such an inspirational message that Tracy gave, that she wishes that all teachers could be a special education teacher. And I think that is the work that is in front of us, that we continue to create inclusive environments for kids. And I think Tracy's a great inspiration for helping us model how to do that. So thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you.
That's all right. I just want to say on behalf of the board, congratulations to the winners, and thank you so much for the work you're doing. Also, thank you to the supervisors who support all these fine folks and the work that they're doing to support our students with disabilities. And thank you to all of the staff in the district who are working with our students with disabilities. I know it's a hard job, and we really appreciate the work that you put in to make it successful for our students. So thank you very much.
That way, there's more people that way.
Okay. Can do 2 rows.
You're good. Perfect, thank you. All right, for our last awards of the evening, we are going to recognize our Association of Classified Employees, Employees of the Year. So I'm going to welcome some of my colleagues up here. First, Director Donovan to present the award. Matt Bryant, again, Transportation Director, to introduce award winner Mark Appleby. So if you'd like to join us as well. And then if I could have kind of waiting in the wings, Mr. Brian Elshoff, our PSD Custodial Manager, if you'd like to join us, to introduce award winner Guadalupe Palacios. And then finally, Tony Rowland, ACE President, if you'd like to come up and introduce the rest of our astounding award winners.
Good evening once again, Board, and Dr. Smizer and Cabinet. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to come up here tonight and talk to you about our Brett Holm Award for Transportation and the recipient this year. Mark Appleby has been driving for PSD for a couple of years now, which makes this award even more impressive that he got. So we ask every year that the district sites nominate drivers, operators, paras, for the Brett Holm Award. Brett was a man of high honor within our department, within the district. He was that person that was always there to help. He put students first and was always there for staff. And although Brett's been gone from us for quite some time, his legend lives on. And this year's recipient has fulfilled a lot of what Brett Holm strove to do with taking care of his students. He has this great rapport with students, and he loves his students. He says that it's not exactly what he does for PSD, but it's what he does with PSD, and taking care of his students and then helping staff. And he's from Eystone area out in Wellington, and he has some difficult mornings to drive out there. This is not the result of that. Just to be clear. He did reveal something to me about that I think I ought to share with you just in case it comes up. He is madly in love with one of the lunch ladies out there at Eystone, but we're going to let it go because it is his wife. But he had that to share. So it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Mark Appleby, our Brett Holm Award winner.
Well, thank you again. I burned up my speech at the banquet the other night, so sorry, but thank you so much. This is it's a privilege, honestly, to get to drive the kids. One of my lines in describing them, they're kind of like pups, you know. They kind of wiggle their way into your heart, and it's kind of hard to get rid of them. And my driving this year kind of ended in February. But I still go out to the school because my wife tells me they keep asking, where's Mr. Mark, where's Mr. Mark? So I go and hang out with them at the school, still unofficially. But it's a pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve, and I really appreciate the award tonight. Thank you.
Dr. Smizer and the board. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Don Morford Award and then introduce Guadalupe Palacios from Laurel, who is a recipient of the award this year. The Don Morford Award started from Don Morford was a custodian at Poudre High School years ago that was injured in a farming accident and lost an arm and was out of work for quite a few years, or quite a while. But when he came back to work, he made a special connection with the integrated service students at the time, and he had an outstanding work ethic. So with his work ethic and his connection with the students, the Don Morford Award was set in place, and Don Morford's family was the one that asked if we could get an award set up in his honor. So with that, Guadalupe, every year the schools nominate a custodian from their school, or they nominate custodians from their schools to for the award. And you know, this year we had quite a few nominees. Guadalupe was chosen for it by her peers, so the packets are reviewed by peers and then chosen for that. Guadalupe has a special connection with the kids at Laurel. She participates with the 4th and 5th grade running club after school. She's bilingual, and she will talk with the students in the lunchroom in how they should ask for condiments and how they should ask to be excused from the table to empty their trays. So she's a big part of the school community. She's encouraging of the students in their, you know, taking pride in themselves and encouraging them to do a good job. So with that, I will introduce Guadalupe, and it's a pleasure to have her be nominated.
Well, I just want to say thank you, everybody, and it's a pleasure for me to work for PSD and being a big bless to work for Laurel. So thank you.
Dr. Smizer, board and of directors and cabinet. My name's Tony Rowland. I'm the president of the Association of Classified Employees. So part of my job is to sort of find lots and lots of awards for classified employees. And we've done that through the years with great participation from transportation and from custodial services. But tonight, my job is to introduce 3 out of the 7 members of our classified employees who were winners of the Association of Classified Employees Employee of the Year Award. So first, Rainey Andes, who's the office manager at Linton Elementary. Brenda Isherwood, who's the tech site manager from Fort Collins High School. And Karen Whaley, who's a senior procurement agent with the PSD Purchasing Department. Our others tonight who could not be here are Tina Crudson, office manager of Johnson Elementary School, Judy Kinner, classified training coordinator with professional development services, and Morgan Jones, integrated services occupation therapy assistant. And I had to get that one right because I didn't want to add too many pieces to those parts labels. But ladies, come on up. And we also have a granddaughter here tonight who looks especially stunning. So please. Would you like to say anything? Anybody? No, they would rather be quiet, so that's just fine. Yes, please.
Okay. Hi, I'm Brenda Isherwood, and I'm the tech site manager for Collins High School. I've been in the district for 19 years. 11 of those last years have been at Fort Collins High School. It's been my privilege to go to Fort Collins every day and help the staff and students solve their IT problems. Fort Collins is a fantastic place to work, as evident by 3 honorees tonight. So thank you.
Poudre School District is full of amazing and hardworking classified staff. I am proud to work among them. Thank you for this honor. I am extremely grateful and honored to work with each and every one of them. Thank you.
That's a trick one. Cooperation.
On behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations to all these classified award winners. And as has been mentioned earlier tonight, just working with the students and parents and staff members on a daily basis, there are so many kernels of little nuggets of inspiration and joy that classified employees get. And as we approach the end of the school year, the teacher gifts start trickling in, the notes and cards and gift certificates and candy start trickling in for classified staff, and the little notes from the kindergartners and third graders are especially meaningful in memory of working with every child every day and trying to make a little bit of a difference. So congratulations to all the award winners tonight.